Hello again. I'm glad we did this because there's a lot more to cover. So you're just getting extra Mrs. Perry for math today. Poor you. I feel bad for you. Okay. So we talked about going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, right? Now we're going to look at some compound units. And what that means is, let me give you a problem. Let's say we have something, let's say I'm filling up a beaker with flesh-eating acid, just for fun. And I fill up 4 liters of, of beakers. Beakers probably aren't a liter. Oh well, they're super big beakers. And I fill up 4 liters, fill up one beaker with 4 liters, and then I fill up one with 250 of another. Okay? So I have 4 liters and 250 milliliters. 4 whole liters, 250 milliliters. So if I had, let me just draw a picture. If each of these was a liter, they're horrible drawings, but if each of those is a liter, and I have 4 full liters and then 250 milliliters of a fifth, right? I don't have 5 complete liters. If I just wanted to make this into milliliters, right? If I have so this is compound, right? Think about a compound sentence. It's 2 things put together. Here I have a unit in liters and I have a unit in milliliters. If I want to know what this total is in milliliters, I'm going to need to just multiply my liters to figure out how many milliliters are in 4 liters, and then just add the milliliters I have. So here, how many, I have to look at this. This is why I told you to write it down, because I have to look. There are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. 1 liter, 1,000 milliliters. So 4 liters equals what? Well, I could draw a diagram, but I'm not going to. All I'm going to have to do is multiply 4 by 1,000, which, using my handy-dandy mental math, I know that I'm just going to add 3 zeros to the end of my 4 since I'm multiplying by 1,000. So 4 liters is 4,000 milliliters. Now, to figure out how many milliliters this converts to, this whole thing, I found how many milliliters are in 4 liters, but now I need to add my 250 that I still have left, which brings me to 4,250 milliliters. All right, hanging with me? Let's do one more of these together since I went kind of fast through that, and then we'll do the thing where you do it on your side and I'll do it on my side and we'll compare. So here's another one like that. We have 5 kilometers and 40 meters, and we just want to know how many meters that is total. We just want to convert it to only being meters. Well, we don't have to worry about this. We're just going to add that at the end. But we do need to figure out how many meters are in 5 kilometers. So first thing first, you're going to want to know how many meters are in 1 kilometer. And then you can figure out how many meters. So you want to know how many kilometers are in 1 meter. How many meters are in 1 kilometer. And then you can figure out how many meters are in 5 kilometers. So how many meters are in 1 kilometer? 1,000. So then I could either draw a diagram, or I can remember that I'm going to multiply. I need to, because I'm going from a larger unit still to a smaller one. You're going from large to small, you multiply. We'll talk about the other way around in a second, but I bet you have a good guess that you're going to divide. Okay, but here I know that I need to multiply my 1,000 meters by 5, which multiplying by 1,000, you just add 3 zeros to the end of your number. So 5,000 meters is how much is in 5 kilometers. Now I need to add my 40 meters, so I would have 5,040 meters would be my answer. Okay, so I'm going to give you one and you do it on your side, and then my hair is really bothering me. And then you and I will compare answers. Of course, you can pause me if you need more time. So here we have 4 years and 5 months, and we want to know how many months. We just want to know the number of months that all of this is. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say. You do it on your side, I'll do it on my side, and then we'll compare. Of course, you can pause me if you need more time. All right, you can pause me if you need to. Actually, I want to write out one thing to the side. Okay. To figure out 4 years and 5 months in just months, first I have to think how many months are in 1 year, 12. Then I'm going to multiply 12 by 4 months, which is 48. And then I need to add that back to my 5 months, which gives me 53 months. I'm going to show you another helpful way that I learned to do conversions. If it's not helpful to you, then please ignore it. I'm going to go back to one that doesn't have like compound, just a simple one. How's about we're trying to figure out we're trying to figure out how many hours are in 8 days, which we may have already done. Let's do a different one. We want to figure out how many ounces are in 12 pounds. Okay. First, let's start. How many ounces are in 1 pound? 16. And we want to know how many ounces are in 12 pounds. This is kind of like a diagram I'm about to show you, but a little different. They're called train tracks. If they're helpful, great. If not, don't worry about it. I learned them in chemistry when I was in high school because you have to do a lot of converting in chemistry, and it helped me. But okay, so if I know that 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces, and I want to know how many ounces. I might have set this up wrong already. 1 pound. Yeah, I think I did set this up wrong. Forget it. You know, I need a refresher in train tracks. Maybe it'll come to me in a second, but looking at my train tracks, I realized, first of all, I couldn't remember how to do them correctly in this moment, and they're probably going to be more confusing. Scratch that. Let's move on. You're doing great. Next thing. We've talked about if you go from a larger unit of measure to a smaller one, and we've looked at compound conversions. Now we're going to look at how we go from a smaller unit to a larger one. Okay, so let's say, let me look at the problem. Let's say that you want to know how many feet 48 inches is. Okay, so let's say I give you, this is just the opposite. We want to know how many feet 48 inches is. So, how many feet 48 inches is? First, we have to figure out how many inches are in 1 foot. Well, that's 12. So to figure out how many feet 48 inches is, we're going to actually divide this time. So here we're going from a smaller unit of measure to a larger one. We're going to have to divide. We're going to divide the 48 inches by 12 inches. This is math facts. You should know 48 divided by 12 is 4. So that is your answer. So when we're going from a bigger unit to a smaller one, we multiply. When we're going from a smaller to a larger, we divide. It's standard rule of thumb. So let's say we want to figure out how many yards are in 8 feet. Okay. Or how many, yes. Yes, okay. Here this isn't going to be exactly even. Don't panic. I will show you how to do it. So, first we need to think, how many feet are in 1 yard? 3, right? 3. Okay, now we know that 8 doesn't go evenly into 3. My language is wrong today. We know that 8 divided by 3 does not come out perfectly, evenly. There would be a remainder. But we could split this up into 6 feet plus 2 feet, because we can divide 3 evenly into 6. So I'm just going to leave the 6 and 2 is how we're splitting this up. Or you can just do 8 divided by 3 and then see what your remainder is. That makes more sense to me, but what do I know? So our answer is not going to just be a beautiful number of yards. It's going to be yards with some feet left over, like this. So what is 6 divided by 3? 2, and that'll give us the number of yards. And then we'll have 2 feet still left over. If you didn't split it up this way, you could have just done 8 divided by 3, which 3 goes into 8 twice. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract is a remainder of 2. So that would be our 2 yards and then our 2 feet left over. Doesn't come out all beautiful all the time. So I'm running out of time, but hopefully we can do one together like that. You can pause me if you need more time. This time we were wanting to know how many meters are made up of 602 centimeters. Okay. So you know you're going to divide, but it doesn't come out evenly just like that time. So your answer is going to be both in meters and centimeters. I'm going to run out of time. Oh no! First of all, think how many centimeters are in a meter. 100. Okay, 100 centimeters are in 1 meter. And you're going to divide. Okay,